Anne B asks, what's good about having social relationships? How can we get what's good out of them and avoid the bad stuff? So that's pretty vague, but people can help give you a different perspective on the world so you can be less parochial and see things in a different way. And other people don't have all the same blind spots and weaknesses you have. And also they have like strengths and knowledge that you don't have. So they can help you get past some of your weaknesses and they can show you some of their strengths. And you can do that for them too. And you can learn a lot by teaching people things. If you help someone get over one of their weaknesses because you're not so bad at it, that can help you get better at it too. Like it can be good for you as well. Or if you show them something you're really good at, that can help you get even better at it when you're teaching it. Um, you can brainstorm with other people and then they'll have some ideas you did and vice versa, so you can have mutual benefit there. If one of you has a problem and you talk about it, um, it can be really good to talk about problems that aren't your own problem because then you're not so emotional and biased about it. So you get practice like dealing with a problem where you're being more objective and reasonable. And then after you practice that on their problem, maybe you can remember what that was like and do it more on your own problems. And then they, of course, get the benefit that you're giving them this advice while being more objective and reasonable than they are because you're not taking the problem so personally. So that can be like a very win-win thing for both the person getting help with their problem and the person giving advice. The question was specifically social relationships. So, uh, if you're just being like really social and just like gossiping and chatting about superficial things, that's not terribly beneficial. However, if you have like a mixed relationship, you know, a lot of people are more willing to do the problem solving stuff with you if they are comfortable with you socially. They're a lot willing to teach you or be taught by you if they're also comfortable with you socially. A lot of people don't want to have like just the very substantive part. They want the fluffy part as well. They want to like get to know you and think you're a decent person and have you both say normal social conventional things and like signal that you're a normal person and they don't have to be scared of you and you understand your culture and you know you're not a weird outlier, and then they get more comfortable with you and then they will do the other better things with you more. So how can we get the good stuff and avoid the bad stuff? So part of it is you have to be selective about who you deal with. Like some people are better than others. You need to find people that want a lot of the same things you want. Not identical, not everything, but find people that are more in the direction of what you are. It's good to talk to everyone, some for variety, but like for your deeper relationships that you put more time into and you try to like get actual help with your life in, you're going to want to find some people who see eye to eye with you on some important values, like whether learning is important, whether they even want to learn, because not everyone is interested in that. Some people just want to like hide from their problems and not learn things and muddle through life. And if that's not you, then, go find someone else to be friends with. So about avoiding the bad stuff. So people fight a lot. I assume that this refers partly to fighting. You can fight with people less if you get your own thinking more under control and more organized, and if you're able to be more calm and less emotional, and react to things in a more slower and thought out way rather than acting before thinking. If you can do that, you will fight a lot less, even if the other person isn't very good at those things. A lot of fights like involve both people contributing to the fighting. So, and like there's, mutual escalations. If you're not very reactive to their attempts to fight and you don't get baited into those things and you aren't contributing to them, there will be way less fighting. It's hard to fight with someone who's just like really, really not fighting with you and not reacting in fighting dynamics. So, um, you can talk to the other person about their problems and ask them to reform, but that is hard and you might not have a lot of success with it. A lot of people don't want to hear those things, and your advice about it might not be very good. So I would suggest focusing more on getting yourself in order. Try to improve yourself, and if you get way better at stuff, like mental stuff, at how you see the world and keeping perspective on things and thinking objectively, and making conscious decisions rather than just getting like pulled in on autopilot into a fight. If you do stuff like that, you will fight less, a lot less, even if people are trying to start fights with you. And the better people will not be super entirely persistent about trying to start fights. Like, some people will just like do nothing but try to start a fight with you until the interaction ends, and you should stop dealing with them. Like, more reasonable people will like, they'll get in a bad mood and they'll try to start a fight, and then you don't fight with them, and then they'll be like, "Oh, I was being dumb. Thank you." You know? So try to deal more with people like that who are at least somewhat reasonable.